Hey guys, I realize I've not been around very much, and I assure you, there's a very good reason for that. And you get it. I don't actually need to tell you the reason, because I'm sure, like, if you look into the abyss, it'll come to you. You know, I assure you, it's a really, 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 really good reason. It's definitely not that I've just been kind of forgetting to post stuff. Definitely not that. It's real important. Anyways, today is December 15th, and it's 3 days until my top surgery anniversary, which is pretty crazy that it's been an entire year. Um, and I'm not doing it on the actual day because my family's going out of town that day, so I'm doing it today. Even though it's not the actual anniversary, I'm still going to talk about it. And I realized I never actually did like a 1 year anniversary for testosterone either because I've been not around. So I'm going to do that too. Basically, my chest healed very nicely. I'm going to include a picture of it, like very recently here. Wow, that looks so cool. Um, so it healed real nicely. I still put some scar cream on my scars. I'm not sure what it actually is, so I'll include a picture of it here as well. Um, I wouldn't say that it's making my scars go away completely, because that's an unrealistic expectation. They will not go away completely, ever, because that's how scar tissue works. They'll fade over time, but that won't happen for many, many years. So that's fine, but they're very, yeah, I can move that. That feels weird. I can move them. It's fine. And overall, just the whole recovery process, you can check out my top surgery video. I'll include the card here. And it was pretty painless. My surgeon, he did this quilting method where I didn't actually have to have drains, which I'm very grateful for. I'm not very like averse to blood or anything, but it was just nice to not have tubes sticking in my chest for a while. So that was nice to not have that. And it was kind of swollen for a while, and then it went down, and there was like no fat on my chest at all. It was just like, here is skin, and there is bone directly underneath it. And now it's no longer like that, which is kind of nice. There's actually like cushioning there. The only thing that is an issue, not really an issue, I would say, but just kind of like different from a cis guy's chest, I guess, is that one, let's say I hold, I'm gonna grab this paint can that I have here for no reason. If I hold this like this, if I hold it directly over my scar is here for reference. If I hold it kind of up against it, then there's not really fat where the scar is, right? And so if I hold it right there, then it's kind of like directly onto my rib cage, my bones, my bones, uh, which is a little bit kind of not comfortable sometimes. But that's only if I am holding many, many things, which usually doesn't happen. The other thing, which is a little bit strange, and I actually went to my surgeon yesterday just to like talk to him about like my post-op stuff and whatever, just as a 1 year checkup, is that my nipples are a little bit weird. And I'm not going to include pictures because it just feels weird to take pictures of my nipples. Um, but basically, my left one is more of the, I'm gonna say consistency. That doesn't sound right, but it's like more the texture of like a regular nipple. You know, that one took longer to heal, strangely enough. But it's more of what you would expect a nipple to look like. However, this one is. I might actually include a picture of this one. Actually, no, I'm not going to do that. It is more of the texture of like regular skin, um, and it doesn't look too much like a regular nipple, if that makes any sense. Like you can tell it's a nipple, but it doesn't look like a regular nipple. And so basically, the issue that I've been having, and it's not, again, it's not really an issue. I can't feel my nipples like it. I heard somebody else. It might have been, no offense, not sure. I heard somebody else, another trans YouTuber, describe it like you take a quarter and you put it on your chest and then you're pressing on the quarter. Like you can feel the pressure, but you can't actually feel where, like you can't actually feel your fingernail like digging into the. Does that make any sense? So I can tell where I'm pressing on my nipple based on how the pressure is distributed, but I can't actually feel like pain there, if that makes any sense. Um, Basically, the issue that I've been having is that I get these little like cyst things on my nipple. If you squeeze them, then like white stuff comes out, kind of like a pimple or like a blackhead or something like that. And again, not really painful, just weird. And so he described to me that those are what they call the Montgomery glands. And so when a woman is breastfeeding, and I think everybody has these because in the womb you start out as biologically female, and then some people turn out not that way. I guess half people turn out not that way. Anyways, and so yeah, so they're what you call the Montgomery glands. And so when somebody is breastfeeding, um, basically in order for the nipple to not get like dried out and crusty from the baby like sucking on it all the time, the nipple like secretes like this kind of moisturizing liquid stuff, so that it like is able to be moist, and not moist, but like regular skin texture, so that you're not in pain, I guess. And so basically, what's happened with me is that even though my nipple isn't even connected to anything anymore, it still has those glands, and the glands are somehow still active. And so he said it's a pretty rare thing to happen. Of all the things that could happen, it's a pretty insignificant thing because, again, it doesn't hurt or anything. It's just kind of weird. And so, yeah, so basically if I squeeze at certain points, like this like white liquid just kind of comes out. It's not really liquid. It's basically I thought it was blackheads, if I'm honest, because that's what it's kind of like, but it's not. And so yeah, so he said that most likely it will just go away after a while. He said if it doesn't, then I could go through a procedure where he'd just give me like local anesthesia and I'd just be awake, and he'd just put some little tiny stitches in there, and then it'd be fine. So that is an option for the future, but I honestly just feel like waiting until it goes away, and if it doesn't go in a couple of years, maybe I'll consider that. But again, it's not really an issue because it doesn't hurt, and it's not impeding my quality of life at all. So that's basically all there is on that. I'm going to segue into testosterone now, because that is also a thing that I reached my 1 year mark on. Let's see, I'm just going to go through kind of a timeline. My voice, I would say, is one of the first things that I noticed happening. Because there wasn't really many changes at first, which, I mean, is to be expected, obviously, especially since I was started on a lower dose. A lot of people are, especially at my age, because I was young, and I am still young. And so I started on a lower dose, and so changes didn't happen right away. There's a little bit of bottom growth, but that's basically it. But my voice was kind of the first thing that I started to, like, it wasn't all at once, obviously. These things start to change slowly, gradually. I got a little bit of a sore throat at first, but mostly what I noticed it was songs on the radio, because I was at boarding school at this time. And basically, they would play the same radio every time we went in the car. And so I would be humming along to the radio. And so there were some radio songs where I noticed, like, if I was humming along and I would be able to hit a note that I wasn't able to hit like 3 weeks ago. And I was like, huh, that's kind of weird. And so that was basically how I noticed it. And obviously that's not the same for everybody. Some people, it takes a lot longer for their voice to change. But I would say I noticed a slight, very, very slight voice change at maybe 3 months, 2 to 3 months, more like 3 months. And that was basically the first thing that I noticed. Fat distribution is another thing that happened really gradually. And so basically at my boarding school, I'm vegetarian. I don't know if I've ever talked about this on my channel before. I'm vegetarian. I don't eat meat for environmental reasons and also torture reasons. Yeah, I was pescatarian for a while, but then in like March-ish, I went full vegetarian, and I wasn't really eating much fish before that, and honestly I don't even like fish that much, so it was a pretty easy fix for me. I love sushi. I still eat sushi maybe once every 2 months because it's just so good. I mean, sushi with fish in it, like shrimp. I love shrimp tempura, but I'm pretty much vegetarian now. And the boarding school did not have very good vegetarian options at all. There was rarely anything really good for me to eat. Sometimes I would just eat buttered broccoli for dinner. So I was not eating very well. it's not like I wasn't eating at all. I just wasn't eating very well. My diet wasn't very consistent. It wasn't very healthy. And so I was also not getting very much exercise. They had like an hour of mandatory exercise every single day, and most people just walk. Like they just walk up it. There was like a road that bisected the campus, and most people would just walk. And so I did that. I also ran quite a bit too, so I was kind of active. Anyways, the point is, I came home and I started eating a lot more healthier, and I started exercising. Like I walk to school most days, and sometimes I walk home. Um, but basically, after I got home from boarding school, I lost a bunch of weight, and so it's hard to tell for me whether that is because of testosterone or because of my lifestyle change when I got home. And so, especially around my hips, I get this from my mom. I was very full around the hips, and so I mean, that's still a thing, but I'm less so now. So again, not sure if that's because of testosterone or because of my lifestyle change, but that did happen. I got a little bit more weight in my belly as well. So there was definitely some weight distribution. I'm just not sure to what extent that happened. Let's see. Hair. Hair is a thing. It's a thing. Especially on my lower back, a lot more, and on my stomach, a lot more. Not like a ton, but it's there, and it was not there before. And on my up here, the hair on a, I guess you could call it a mustache. It's not really, but it's where a mustache would go. And on my back, that was the first to appear. That was maybe 4 to 6 months, maybe like 2 to 6 months was when it started to happen. And then I've recently, maybe within the last 5 months or so, because my 1 year was in September. It was September 21st, and now it's December. So within the past 5 months or so, I don't know if you can see this at all, probably not, but I've been getting more sideburns here. So that's a thing, and then my stomach was later as well, but it wasn't quite as much as my sideburns. This timeline is all over the place, but you kind of get the memo. Other than that, my acne is about the same. It's about the same. It's maybe gotten a little bit worse. What has gotten worse is my arms. My arms, you could probably tell in that picture that I got that I showed of my chest. If you go back to that, I'm just gonna include it here again. There it is. My arms are very bad. I'm also not the best at like not messing with them, so that's also an issue. But yeah, there's a lot more acne on my arms. I don't know if acne is the right word, but just like pimples, blemishes, whatever, you get it. On my arms, that is a lot more. And that's actually kind of recent as well, within the last 6 months or so. And then muscle mass. Kinda, maybe, not really. I mean, I'm definitely stronger than I was. I could do a push-up now. Isn't that amazing? Let's see. I can't do a push-up. I can do 10 push-ups. That is pretty cool. But I can't do them multiple days in a row because my wrists start to hurt because I have very weak wrists. So yeah, muscle mass has increased, but I don't know if that's just because I'm being more active or because of testosterone, probably a little bit of both. A lot of this stuff, because I've gone through so many changes in lifestyle over the past year, that like I don't know if it's because of that or because of the testosterone. I don't know. I've had one thing that has been not changed since I went to testosterone. So basically, they say that your period should stop within 6 months, basically, of doing testosterone. And obviously, everybody's body is different. Some people could stop with like the tiniest little bit of testosterone in their system, and the period is like, nope. But some people, it takes longer. And I am one of those people, because it has still not stopped after October, November, December, a year and 3 months. So that's real fun. We're doing a bunch of stuff, bunch of different types of birth control, so hopefully that'll finish up soon. But yeah, so bottom line, everybody's body is different. This is just my experience, and there are parts of it that are cool, like my voice started changing, and honestly, it started and stopped within like a 3 month period. It was super weird. Um, Maybe it's gotten a little bit lower. Um, but honestly, I don't even know. Like it basically changed within a 3 month period for me. Um, and then I'm also in chorus this year, and so singing low has also helped me like just expand my range in general. But I don't think that's necessarily because of the testosterone. That's just because I'm exercising my voice and range and stuff. Um, and so, yeah, everybody's body is different. When you go on testosterone, your voice might change over a long time or something. If you're planning on going testosterone, I don't know who's watching this. So many people, so many different people might be watching this. If a hypothetical person might go on testosterone, they might experience huge amounts of fat redistribution and little voice change, and their period might stop within like 2 months. I don't know. This is just very hypothetical. I'm not a doctor. Don't listen to me. I'm just talking about my experience. And that's basically all I have to say on that. I really don't want to have to edit this video very much because I'm horrible at editing. Hence why I've been meaning to get a Stardew Valley video out for like maybe 2 months now, and editing it is just such a pain. Um, which is why I love streaming. I'm gonna try to stream at some point. I might even stream today, or maybe tomorrow. I have finals, so that's a lot of fun. But honestly, the finals are kind of a joke. So we'll see. We'll see. I'm gonna try to stream over my break, or now, or tomorrow, and we'll see how it goes. I hope everybody's doing well. I know you haven't heard from me in like a while. I've been also not very active on Twitter. I made some weird posts about Criminal Minds, which I hope nobody gives me spoilers on because I'm only on season 6, and it's a real freaking good show, and I encourage everyone to watch it if you're not adverse to blood because there's a lot of blood. But in season 1, it was like, wow, this is pretty cool, and then it just kept getting better and better, and season 5 was amazing. Anyways, I hope everybody's doing well. I'm doing fine. His name is Max. Bud. He's kind of grumpy. Okay, bye. Or wait, no, that's not my. This is not my thing. It's bye.